Hi, it's Ronald off the record, and this is perhaps my least planned video I've ever done on this channel. I speak from a perspective of a gay guy in his 40s who is still recovering from the queerbait by Stranger Things and its creators, and failing to deliver on the Mike and Will relationship that they built up in their show. And I am known as the Byler lawyer in the Byler fandom for my long form videos on that. And I just watched Heated Rivalry over the last few weeks, and I wanted to talk about it today, give some thoughts, some scattered thoughts about it. Anyway, first, I'm so happy that it was made. I understand that the company that makes it, Crave, receives money from the Canadian government in some way. And I'm all for public funding of art that's not completely driven by, what's going to please the mass market. And this was a show that was not trying to reach the average, quote unquote, average viewer, but something that started from a standpoint of what is the story we want to tell, and having integrity to tell that story. The woman who authored the book, I imagine, was involved with this show. The director and screenplay writer, Jacob Tierney, is a gay guy, and that commitment really shows in the show. And I just want to start with that this was a very emotionally, rewarding portrayal of love, of gay love. Now, during my reactions, I had nitpicks about this or that thing, but in the main, though, it's a show that had heart and was trying to portray the emotions of these two leads as they are realizing that they're in love with each other. And it's clearly written by people who understand queer characters and their emotions. And I remember watching the last episode, which, in conventional terms, it violates a lot of rules of what you're supposed to do in a season finale. It slows down, and it's just us in this, having a number of intimate scenes between these two characters and others. And in a way, though, it serves as a climax to the series because it pays off the emotional arcs of the two characters. I remember thinking after watching it that this reminds me of what might be on AO3, like a fanfic written by a talented author. I'm someone who, as a Byler fan, read what's called in the community the Power Outage fic. I'll put the title on the screen, which has already shot up after just 3 months to like the #2 most kudoed fanfic on that website of all time, and how it did a lot of things that you normally wouldn't get away with in a mainstream show. It just spends a lot of time delving into the emotions and what these two characters are saying to each other in this gay relationship. And that's what that episode felt like. It felt like we were reading a fanfic almost. Again, this is underscoring this point that it felt like it was a real independent production. The lead actors, there's already lots of stuff out there just giving kudos to the actors. They are amazing. I'm not an expert on acting, but I was really sold for the relationship by Shane Hollander. His actor Hudson Williams is expressing so much with his eyes. Seeing Connor win seeing Ilya win the championship, and Ilya in his own way, just kind of on the surface. Apparently, it's called Slavic stare. Apparently, I learned that while reading comments to my reactions. Just a kind of flat affect that he would have for his own reasons, and he's kind of repressing his emotions, but there's just so much there, and clearly how dear his mother was to him. And you can see that the loss of his mother had affected him deeply and was part of that. He's a big, I don't know, what's the word? I'm a fan of Veronica Mars. You could say he's a big marshmallow inside this tough exterior. Someone with a big heart. And the two complement each other very well. I don't know. I'm not that talented in this regard, but I'm sure there's like analyses out there about how these two people really complement each other as people, that I would really love to hear people talk about in the comments, but it just feels right for them. I'm sorry. I've been wasting half of my screen just going into what I wanted to say, but I just want to just quickly introduce myself. I'm Ronald Off the Record. I'm actually a lawyer with the civil rights group BAM by Any Means Necessary, who makes videos on entertainment I enjoy. And yeah, and I also have a Patreon, so check that out. So I'll now go to my full camera mode. So yeah, and it's so cool to see this show getting mainstream success among the straight majority as well. Now, why is that? Well, first of all, it has some of the things you want to make a show successful. It has sex as part of its appeal. I'm sure that was part of why a lot of people checked it out. And also it has a very succinct elevator pitch, the gay hockey show, which itself is intriguing. Hockey? A sport and gay people? And also I think there's maybe for the straight guy audience who might genuinely want to check out a gay-themed show, but might, the sports aspect gives them a little of an excuse to check it out also. But also, as you watch it and proceed from the first couple episodes, I'd say, it kind of surprises you and blindsides you that it's much more than what its elevator pitch was. It's really a romance show, and also one that reaches certain emotional heights that you would expect in, I don't know, like a maybe old school Hollywood kind of. It's not cheesy at all though, but it just becomes really a real compelling portrayal of love. And now the two actors are being invited by the Olympics to carry the torch in this year's Winter Olympics. And apparently the NHL is also speaking positively about this show, which apparently makes sense because there's a greater interest in hockey now as a result of the show's success. So they better be have a positive word to say on this. But that means this will have a ripple effect too on the sport as well, and not just hockey, but other sports, I think. I don't know if anyone's going to come out yet, but this is opening the way and having an impact on the culture. And this mainstream success also makes me want to say what the biggest reason why I wanted to make this video, which is, God damn it, Duffer Brothers and Netflix, you had an opportunity to have an even bigger impact with Stranger Things. Didn't we almost have it all? Now, I don't want to diminish at all the very important and positive impact that this show has had, but for Stranger Things to have carried out what it did prepare for 4.5 seasons, a compelling and believable childhood friends to lovers, slow burn gay romance between Mike and Will, and for it to have been like, they could have done like a Sixth Sense montage and shown everything leading up to this point that people had not seen because of heteronormativity, making you think, oh, because Mike's dating a girl, he's straight. And for people to be like, whoa, like it would have gotten kudos for just on the plot twist level, but also their relationship was just very beautiful. And in the context of this sci-fi horror themes of that show, in which, you're literally like, fighting for your life and maybe for the life of your loved one, it would have been very compelling as well if it had been done well. And this show just proved, it was kind of whiplash to go over the last couple of months as a queer person, to be like, to watch the first volume of Volume 1 and see Will placed front and center in the show as its, quote, main character, and for his acceptance of himself, including being gay, to power his having superpowers, and to see the huge popularity of that among the vast majority of the audience, cheering Will on. Will, the person who had been abused, victimized, tortured every season, feeling like he's been burnt alive, possessed, kidnapped, and to be underestimated by Vecna, and to show, no, I have power too. And it's that being fueled by his being gay. To go have the whiplash of that, and then to have the coming out scene and how problematic that was, and Will denying his own love for Mike and just negating himself, and seeing the homophobic backlash, the kind of opposite reaction to that. And then to have Heated Rivalry be like super successful and gain mainstream success, it just confirmed to me my initial, what I've been asserting in my videos, that if there had been a genuine, compelling, believable romance between Mike and Will, and also casting Will as heroic, and these two closeted gay people being heroic, saving Hawkins, and their love for each other being key to that. Like everyone, like the mainstream audience, the vast majority would have been on board, have been cheering on. There would have been some backlash, yeah, from homophobes, but it would have been like the reaction to Volume 1, Sorcerer, as well. Like they wouldn't have drowned out, and the Duffer Brothers could have easily just explained, if not already through a montage in which it's revealed that Mike has loved Willow all along, that this was planned from the beginning. So fuck you, homophobes. It would have made Mike a compelling character, not a waste of space, and been the fitting ends to Mike, Will, and Elle's character arcs. And yeah, to see with Heated Rivalry, like, I think they're straight guys, like, connecting to the emotions of the characters. I'm just gonna play a few clips.
I love you too.
Say it out loud, boys.
I love you.
Are we saying it?
Oh, it's the first time we fucking heard it.
Oh my god, I love you so much.
This is so sweet. I don't think I've ever been this invested in a relationship in a show or movie before.
I don't know why, but like maybe they felt like they had to be 100% like on top of their this show, but like other shows they just cop out. They're like they don't invest as much into it.
Yeah, this is like emotionally just there.
It's raw and it's real.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Say it again in Russian. Mom, I need you to know that I tried really hard, but I just can't help it. And I'm sorry.
Oh no, you have nothing to apologize for. Look at me.
That's a nuance.
I'm sorry that I made you feel like you couldn't tell me. I'm so proud of you.
I forgive you, Mom.
And it just really shows, like, in the end, you know, gender doesn't really matter to whether a love story is compelling. Like, I, as a gay person, have been compelled and loved straight romances in fiction. So, like, it works the other way around, too. But I also think what this show's impact is, part of what its impact is, too, is that it's in the context, it's a love story in the context of a very macho, you know, heteronormative sport, and where a lot of homophobia happens in these, you know, elite male sports. And it's kind of like showing men that it's okay to show the range of emotions, even to straight guys, you know? Like, it's okay to show love to other men. And, you know, it doesn't have to mean you're a less of a person. And this just lets people connect and open up that side of themselves. Anyway, like, it's like how Brokeback Mountain was not just about being gay, but also about men showing their emotions. About, you know, which was the character of Ennis, how his being closeted meant he was a worse father, a worse husband. So it's kind of like that, but without the tragedy in the case of Heated Rivalry. And I think there's just a universal appeal to, and it's compelling to have stories where gay people are being themselves and asserting who they are, asserting their right to love in context where it's heroic. You know, Shane and Ilya, they can't be out and they have to deal with so much crap and have to keep their relationship hidden. And, you know, in the case of Stranger Things, for Mike and Will just what we saw for Sorcerer, for Will to be asserting who he is, to save his friends, is a heroic story. And there's just something about the queer experience and the gay experience that resonates with straight people, because we're fighting for our right to love. And straight people in our society are also just deal with a lot of crap living in this society, and want and are inspired by anyone fighting for themselves. Will in Volume 1 Sorcerer represented everybody who's been abused, who's been underestimated, and taking on their tormentor.
Oh my god, yes, he's not a fucking victim anymore.
Let's go! Let's go!
Holy shit!
Will is doing that! Come on, Will, you tapped in! Fuck these niggas up!
Taste the rainbow, nigga!
It's why there was such a different reaction to the coming out scene, which had kind of the opposite message. No, it's when we're being ourselves and asserting who we are that people respond to. And as for the Duffer Brothers, it's a, fitting condemnation of their cowardice, and also Netflix as well, if they were involved, of backing out of Byler. To have Heated Rivalry have this huge success and show that uncompromising stories about gay love and queer experience are compelling stories. And although this second half of the last season of Stranger Things was definitely flawed, to the extent that there's been a whole conspiracy theory that there's a extra secret episode to fix the problems of what we saw, Conformity Gate. If Byler had happened, it would have been the other thing everyone would have been talking about, and definitely raised the show's legacy, improved its legacy compared to what it is now. And the Duffer Brothers and Netflix don't have that, and they could have had that as the success of Heated Rivalry shows. Byler would have been what people were talking about, and people would have been saying about the season, yeah, it's an inconsistent, flawed season, but wow, they had that amazing twist and a gay romance, didn't they? So anyway, that's just me sounding off in my unplanned, mostly unscripted video. I don't know if you like this style, but yeah. Next on my channel, I'm going to be reacting to shows that I consulted my Patreon supporters on, more on the theme of healing from the Byler experience, things that feature queer romance. And so I'm going to be watching Arcane and also The Summer Hikaru Died. So if those interest you, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my channel overall for my past videos, and also consider supporting my Patreon, where you get to see my videos early and also see my full reactions to these shows. I also plan future videos commenting on media as well. Not just TV shows too, but other things. Okay, so that's it. I've been Ronald off the record. If you like the video, please like, and I will see you next time.